Hello, welcome to my ITSL game versus Andrea Ciappi. Ciappi, I'm so sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce my dear opponent's name. I will be playing as USA, and let's jump into it with a not bad of a hand, with Middle East scoring and Nasser safely in my hand. Let's go for the Middle East scoring headline, as it can't be disrupted with Nasser, so unless he headlines Distal, I'm safe with my 4 VPs. DAC is European unrest and Warsaw Pact are decent free ops. Nuclear test ban is a decent 4 op. Vietnam revolts are annoying, but nothing I can do against it. Socialists are annoying as well in my hand, but it's fine. I can just hold them, and it's potentially a blockade discard. Okay. He gets rid of independent threats, and he just gets Thailand. I don't have many good cards to Kulaos, unless I want to use a free up for that. So I think I will let him have it for now. Alright. It's theoretically still possible for him to have NATO, so I will just get rid of Warsaw Pact immediately. Because if he wanted to spread in Asia, then it's understandable that he wanted to use a 2-op, not a 4-op for that purpose. And I think I will use Warsaw Pact to just go out of Iran, to enter Pakistan, and put 1 point in Iraq perhaps. France is of course also an option. Whoa. Okay, that's a really interesting choice. Let's just spread like that. I don't like that play. However, it may turn out to be good for him, of course, if he draws European country count thanks to it, for example. But other than that, I don't really like him not overprotecting Poland and East Germany, making it very vulnerable to the Pope later during the game. Okay, nuclear Red Scare Perch coup was scary, but fortunately it failed. That's interesting. That means I get a shot at Thailand, which is a 50-50, but payoff is huge. And if I roll 5 or 6, you can't even overturn it with the giant card, so I will give it a try. And fail as well, unfortunately. Well, that sucks. Oh god, that's bad. Yeah, of course. Yeah, nothing to do with that. I guess Asia is gone now. So I will just before I enter France, before I boost France to 2, I think I should at least put 1 point into Iraq, so there is no possibility for him to completely kick me out of, to deny my access to Iran. That's pretty important, I believe. He's just going to boost Thailand now with a free op. That's basically a free op. I can then use captured Nazi scientists to go to space, or I can use Nasser to coup Egypt with it. But I don't think that's as important. I think I will just uh, take my space track lead with captured Nazi scientists. If he wants to coup, he can coup. He doesn't. He probably just takes India or enters Korea, yeah. Or both. In response to that, I will just take France and boost Panama, because he still can perform one battleground coup this turn if he wants to. So it's reasonable to secure my only Central America presence so far. And, well, let's see what he does. If he doesn't do anything, whoa, CIA, that's not a good news. And he has Cambridge. So in theory, I could degrade the DEFCON right now by queuing Iraq, for instance. I'm not sure if that's the correct play though. I think I'm fine with the DEFCON staying at 4. So maybe I just overprotect France, because it's very important country right now, and I haven't seen De Gaulle or Suez, so it's not like this op is going to be wasted ever. That's very annoying, but whatever. Maybe it's not as annoying. Middle East is scored, so now I can space socialists. Okay. That's... it's not a bad hand. Certainly could have been worse. Yeah. It has all the Europe cards he could get. So if he has Europe scoring, it's safe unless he uses 5-year plan to discard it. I don't need to rush with Marshall event because NATO is activated by the Warsaw Pact, so I guess I will just go for the containment. Another benefit of this headline is that I can now space Nasser, and, well, theoretically also space blockade, but that's probably not something I should do. Okay, Romania. Abdication. This doesn't do anything immediately, but it kind of points to the fact that he really can mess with the country count thanks to his bizarre Warsaw Pact ops placement. I'm really considering eventing the Marshall Plan, and I think I may just do it. Okay, he coups Iran, he succeeds. Sure. Iran is a pretty important country. I think I will take it and take Lebanon. No, I can do that, of course. Or I can just use Formosan to take Iran and ignore Lebanon. Or I could ignore Iran whatsoever and just use Marshall Plan event to deny him any attempts at capturing Greece and Turkey. I think I can accept giving up Iran. Or maybe I shouldn't. If he takes Greece for with 2 ups, now it's over. I mean, Europe is over. So I can't allow that. Or I could do something softer, like something like that. I really want to event Marshall. I really don't want him to be able to take Greece before I do that. And I have too many uncomfortable cards to just go into Colombia right now. I feel like I'm not ready. Okay, I don't think I want to fight for Iran right now. USA's position in Iran is kind of a lost cause by default. So if he rolled well enough to kick me out of there, then I guess I will just let him take it if he has the power to do so, and I will fight elsewhere. I'm not fighting for my life in the Middle East yet. I have Suez to uh, control the pace of expansion in the Middle East. I have Nasser, which I can also space, so I can pretty safely secure Libya and Egypt. So I don't feel so strongly about the necessity of taking Iran right now. Alright, he just does that. It's fine. Mm, okay. I think I can take Egypt immediately so that if I want to play Suez Crisis, I'm able to do that. I'm kind of puzzled when it comes to blockade because, ironically enough, I would kind of like to play both Suez and De Gaulle and just be done with them. But perhaps that's not the way. Because I would also like to get rid of blockade forever, of course. I think I will discard the gold to it. Ah, sure. Okay, that's interesting. Uh, Now it's a good time to event Suez, so I can give it to him. Alright, so let's do something like that. Of course, the idea is that I want him to coup in a non-battleground country so I can coup back and get some millips. I don't think he will do that, but well. it doesn't hurt me to try. UN intervention, alright. And no red. Alright, so he just protects Venezuela, that's understandable. Let's take a moment to space Nasser and fail, unfortunately. Of course, I'm not. Oh, that's very good. I was really worried that he will discard it with a favor plan. I was not stressed about losing Algeria because if he took Algeria, that would of course mean that I could enter Saharan states and threaten realignments, and then he would have even more reasons to give me my mill-ups by quitting Saharan states. So I secured that. Now I will probably just go to Libya to not lose access to Middle East. I mean, at least the western part of it. He goes Egypt successfully. And of course I will pay 2. Alright. That's quite a good looking hand, not gonna lie. What did my opponent get? Asia scoring, Olympic Games, decolonization, and Korean War. Of course, decol sucks, but I have multiple ops to fight his influence, so I'm not gonna complain on that. I have NATO, so special is not going to get any better. I have the goal who came back, which is not a big problem. Cambridge 5, whatever. Alright, what do we headline? Huh. It's hard to estimate the effectiveness of Purge, but there are good reasons to think that it may not be the best. And because he overprotected Venezuela, it's not even as easy for me to just wage an ops war against him. I'm really tempted to just use 5-year plan here. If I discard Decol or Asia scoring, then it's very good for me. I kind of would like to do it on turn 2 though, after he uses one other card to coup Zaire or Angola. So I think Purge is good because it gives me another headline and it also weakens his African coup. And if he doesn't have good free ops to perform the coup, then he may even lose the mid ops because he's not able to reach the quota. So maybe it's just Purge. There's basically no scenario in which he plays Asia scoring or decol during his first move. So if I manage to wait to the second move with playing the 5-year plan, I'm always gonna have better shot at discarding decol or Asia, so I think it's Purge. Okay, so he headlines decol, he's not scared of defectors. So that doesn't matter anyway. The question is, what does he do now? The targets are kind of obvious. Zaire, Angola, probably Algeria and Indonesia. The question is, does he have a DAG? And if he doesn't have... Whoa. Wait, what? Oh, he cruised Zaire anyway. Okay, I get it. Well, that was unnecessarily risky. With the Purge, he should have placed at least one in Zaire, but, well, he rolled well, so that didn't matter. Hmm. I think I will do something like that, and then go for 5-year plan. I think he doesn't have duck and cover. It was gone. I know half of his cards, and also if he had duck and cover, he probably would have taken Angola and Zaire with it. So I'm not that scared of it. And if I manage to discard the Asia scoring, it will be like 7 points for me, which is very good. So 5-year plan event is like a decent event with a potentially huge payoff. And of course, theoretically, he could have duck and cover and like he missed it, or he could have like Europe scoring, but the chances of that being true are really slim. So I think it's worth trying. Yeah, let's go for it. NORAD. Alright. I will take NORAD. I suspect he will now drop Asia. Then I guess I will just space Fidel. I have no reason to hurry anywhere on the map. I don't really need to take Algeria now. He can't really fight me there. If he even has enough ops to fight me there, then, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, because I can then enter Saharan states and realign him out. Or, even worse for him, he cruises Saharan states and grants me my ops. So I'm not really worried about that, so I will just calmly space. Unfortunately, I miss again, which is kind of frustrating. Well, who knows? Maybe I get a lot of red 2 ops during the mid-war and I will need to space them also. Maybe that's good for me. I just hope I don't get quagmired. Because my NORAD is not going to be useful in that scenario. My Venezuela influence suddenly became even more significant, since with NORAD it can turn into something good for me. He allows me to space second time, so I will just take the chance of getting the juicy space VPs before one small step comes into the game, but unfortunately I miss again. Alright. Sure, that makes sense. Yeah. He doesn't know special and he doesn't know Cambridge, he knows I have Japan. Sure, let's not do anything suspicious. Let's get rid of the Cambridge 5. Um, of course, it's a better choice than special relationship, because now I can play the Cambridge 5 freely, and if I draw many scorings on turn 4, it's not as obvious, but that will be the case. And on my last AR, I will decide what to do with US Japan. looks like it's Mexico, Canada, and 2 points into South Africa, but it may vary depending on what he has hidden in his hand, because I do not know his last card. Okay, that absolutely makes sense regarding the fact that he just headlined Tickle without any fear. I'm really tempted to completely ignore Africa and Canada and just go for Cuba like that, since Fidel is gone. But I don't think that would be correct. I really want to feel that that Canada, to get my morale going. Another thing though is that I have probably better things to do than taking South Africa. One of them is putting another influence into Venezuela, and another is breaking East Germany, and another is putting 1 point into Thailand. Or I could take Jordan and establish Middle East domination. Or I could go for Guatemala and something else. Or I could even ignore Mexico and Algeria and just jam into East Germany to threaten Truman and then threaten Europe control if that succeeds. That's probably too much to ask for. I think breaking East Germany is fine. Alright. Those are some scary cards. But it's actually a decent hand mostly. Rush War is, of course, random as hell, but promising nonetheless. African scoring is, well, not really great, but it's good that he didn't get it. So, because I really prefer to have control over the tempo when it comes to African scoring. Yeah, and UN intervention lets me perform some decent plays with Quagmire. So after all, I'm pretty uh, content with this hand. Do I headline Africa scoring? He would have to headline either ABM or Portuguese Empire Crumbles to deny me the drover. So the chances are pretty slim. Because Tickle is gone. Huh. Or I could go for Brush into Zaire and try fighting for more. I don't think that's a good choice though. I think I will just go for Africa. If I use Brush on Zaire, it's just... If it fails, it really sucks, because then he'll probably get Angola with a coup. And if it succeeds, then it means it would have probably also succeeded in Venezuela, which is much more important and much harder to overturn battleground than Zaire. So I will just go with African scoring. Okay, that's harmless at the end of the day. You can take arms race. Of course, I'm not giving him the U2 incident yet. because I'm going to use UN intervention later on during the turn. So it would have costed me an additional point. And I suspect he will just coup Angola anyway, and I will have to live with that. In response, I will probably just try taking his Germany by force, or at least putting enough influence there so that he can't really retake it with a single move, so my Truman always remains a threat. Muslim Revolution. Okay. Okay, that's annoying. Mm. Okay, I guess I don't have anything better to do, so I can just as well do that. My brushwork just gained a new target. However, I still think Venezuela is higher on my priority list. Mexico is always like realignable or at most two coups away from being realignable. And Venezuela is like if he bunkers himself in it with the Brazil control which he has, then I guess Brush is like one of the maybe three cards in the mid-war that I can use to do anything about it. Formosa, alright. And he takes Argentina. That means that I have a third possible brush war target. But it's probably not as good as Venezuela. Venezuela comes with 5 ops and Argentina with only 2. And I think that's enough of a reason to go for Venezuela. Okay, that's a success. That was a really important one. So it makes the situation in South America much more equal and much less scary. Now I suspect he may try going for Colombia. I have my Milops anyway, and he needs to get a domination there anyway. He doesn't know if I don't have South America scoring, for example, so he needs to establish a domination regardless. So he needs a non-battleground country, and there's no better way to get it than by just queuing my not overprotected Colombia. Thanks to NORAD being in play, if he coups Colombia and gets a huge result, I will not really feel bad about putting one influence into Brazil, because not only will it grant me access to Venezuela in case of successful realignments from his side, but also it will give me a decent target for NORAD influence. So I'm not very scared about Colombia. Okay, he just goes to space. Okay. That's completely harmless and doesn't threaten anything in any way. At least immediately. So I can do basically whatever I want. Mm. So maybe I will just try to wait him out and see what he does. By grabbing his Germany, which seems to be the most obvious thing I still want to do this turn. There's a case to be made that maybe I should hold on to UN intervention to counter some more threatening cards like Lone Gunman, or to make use of a bigger card, which is exactly we will bury you. And in this way I could use Quagmire to try going for space. And I think it's a reasonable thing to do. I think I see the point in that. However, I think realignments are really good in my situation. Maybe I should just realign Brazil and then Mexico. Yeah, I think I should try realigning him. So, and I will need some ops to do that. That's a failure. That's a success. That's a success. That's really good as well. Alright, so that worked. Liberation, alright. Mexico, Cuba, and Panama, that's absolutely understandable. Let's at least enter Cuba. So I have access to Haiti and Nicaragua if I want to set up some realignment threats later on. Of course, in the long run, that means that he may use Ortega against me. But Fiddle is still somewhere in the deck, and he will have the chance to appear again before Ortega will be added to the cards in play. So I will put some faith in my ability to remove myself from Cuba before it becomes a deadly threat. Also, I would have to not be able to space it, and looking at my space rolls so far, it doesn't look like I will ever be threatened by that. Let's of course take Brazil. Let's give him Willy Brandt. Please don't be Kennedy. China, alright. Looks like he has some problems in his hand, which is good to know. If I get sold, then picking up Red Scare will probably be on my to-do list. I'm really tempted to put one influence into Poland. And I think that's a smart thing to do, and I will. Of course, this is his only presence he has in Europe, so now, if during his first IR he lowers the DEFCON, then I can just use NORAD to break his European control and take those juicy 11 points for myself, or just pour some additional influence into Poland and try to fight for Europe control early. And another thing is that I got Bear Trap, which means that theoretically I could play it with hope of him staying there for a long enough time so I can overturn Poland and then get some rewards of it. For example, by winning winning by Europe control during turn 5. That's probably not a realistic one when it comes to all the possible scenarios laying in front of me. Uh, I guess playing puppets is always just good. I can go to like Guatemala, Israel, and Burma, and whatever happens next, those 3 influence points will probably be useful. I could also headline Camp David, but that doesn't grant me anything specific. I could headline Southeast Asia scoring to get rid of it, but then I would never get a chance to discard it with Kennedy. And discarding Europe in headline is just completely contrary to my setup with that 1 influence in Poland. So I think I will go for puppets. Cuban Missile Crisis, okay. That's kind of a response to my Poland threat. Because now NATO doesn't activate, no matter what. I mean, Defcon is dropped during the headline phase, that's all. Cuban Missile Crisis is usually not good for the USSR, so I'm kind of glad that he got, let's say, forced to headline it. Bear Trap, I'm glad that I didn't headline Bear Trap anyway, because, okay, he lets me realign Mexico, so I will do that, I guess. I was saying that I'm glad that I didn't headline Bear Trap anyway, because I know he has some problems with his hand, and I don't really want to make it easier for him to discard the cards he doesn't like. How I Learned is a great turn 5 play. I mean, AR. Jesus Christ, what? I'm sorry, it's late. I meant AR7 play. I don't have a good card to realign with, unless I want to use Shuttle for that purpose, and I guess I can, so I will. That doesn't work, that works. Kind of, that doesn't work. Okay, that sucks. However, it's kind of inconvenient for him to uh, both fix Mexico and uh, defend against realignments. The Cuban Missile Crisis right now makes it easier for him, of course. I will probably need to invest in 1 additional influence in Turkey so I can remove my points from there and not from West Germany, which is significantly more important. Alright. Yeah, that's understandable. Let's grab Turkey to prepare for cooing. Let's grab Haiti to stop his domination for now. And let's enter India, I guess, to be able to boost it with NORAD later on, before he closes it. Okay, he could with our Israeli war. Right. Let's respond with a coup in Nicaragua. Could probably coup Haiti, then I will probably coup Guatemala with Panama, and well, then it kind of depends on what he has in his hand. Oh, okay, I guess I don't coup Guatemala, I guess I coup Haiti back, because he rolled not well, as did I. However, it's still a problem for him, because Cuba is at -1, so if he has central scoring, he will drop it now. As visible. So I guess it's time to get rid of at least one of the scorings I have. Because I'm running out of time to play them. His space is stuck, he fails. Alright, if he doesn't have Kennedy, which is entirely possible, I will just grab Burma and Philippines. So Southeast Asia scoring is a little bit less painful than it would be without that play. And he plays Middle East scoring, which is harmless. Southeast Asia scoring I play is a little bit more harmful, but well, what am I gonna do? At least it's gone from the game for good. Alright, and that's a decent hand again. I can't really complain when it comes to my hands lately. And those are some annoying cards. But if he lets me discard them with Kennedy, I gladly will do that. Alright. As for starters, I don't see some nasty cards that I would like to get rid of. And maybe it's best to try to get rid of them before he plays Kennedy, so if he has him, of course. So I think I want to play my main attacker on this turn. So I can just as well do it now. I don't think I have a better headline. Of course, Salt and ABM will be played for events this turn by me, but I prefer to do it later, because if... god damn it. Because if I do it later... Oh yeah. Goodbye, Mr. Gunman. Because if I do it later, then I'm activating Nora over and over again. That's exactly what I want to do. And Lone Gunman was, of course, a primary example of what I meant when I said that there are some nasty cards that I didn't see yet. So Gunman, South African Unrest, and Comic-Con are gone for now. Alright, he just does the junta things. Of course, he will just grab Brazil now, and I think I have to respond by just ABMing it immediately. Yeah, no time to waste. Yay, that worked. Mm, I guess Poland. This is something he has to worry about all the time. He has to keep track of the situation in Poland at all times. So if I can't immediately take something over with NORAD, I probably should just default to putting one point after another into Poland because it's a country that he has to defend at all costs. At all costs, so it doesn't really matter what happens there, he just has to repair every damage I do. He plays Sadat before I'm able to play Nasser, which of course is good for him. Um, Alright. Do I pick up the Purge or do I pick up something else? No! That would be a disaster. Junta is great. ABM is good. ABM is even maybe better than Junta. Junta and ABM are good and Purge maybe Purge is not that good because I probably want to play the card I will pick up this turn. So maybe I just go for another ABM. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's be as annoying as it's possible with the NORAD. So of course the idea is to now lower the Defcon to 2 with Kuz, and then to use NORAD, and then to play ABM, lower the Defcon to 2 again, and use NORAD again. And see if he has enough ops to defend against all those threats. Okay, he starts by doing that. He doesn't roll very well, fortunately for me. Alright. So I guess I can try going for Nigeria this way. Yeah, let's do that. That works. And let's break Poland. Of course, constant. How do I put it? Constant war in Poland and just trading one additional influence for one additional influence between us is statistically speaking in my favor because I still do not know where Truman is. And if I ever happen to be able to use Truman in Poland, the more ops we both have there, the bigger the swing will be. So it's in my interest to keep poking at it all the time. Okay, but Iraq influence suggests that he might have OPEC. Let's go for Argentina. Okay, that's really lucky. My rolls have significantly improved since the start of the game, and now I'm just taking the country after the country. And now, since Poland is not breakable, I will take a little break from poking at it and I will overprotect Angola because if I didn't do it, he would be able to just grab it from me if he has, for example, a 4-up like that. Yeah, that's obvious, and he succeeds, so that didn't really matter that much. We probably should go for Nicaragua, to be honest. I don't think he has a better target, unless he wants Nigeria. Goes for Brazil. All right. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, maybe that wasn't completely nonsensical. As if he doesn't have South America, it's kind of reasonable for him to deny me the opportunity uh, to score it for some PPs. Okay, he would let me do that if I had it. Unfortunately, I don't. So I will just respond by spacing as well. And now I finally reach that famous third space track achievement. He gives me the OAS like that. That's good. Let's do it. Yeah, why not? Okay, so the problems in his hand finally led to some real consequences. I will go for Paraguay to secure Argentina, and I think that's enough. Alright. What do we have here? I got South America, I got Truman, I got OPEC. Oh my god. I got Truman and the Pope. Jesus. And I got Bear Trap. Okay, that's... I'm not sure if I can even pull it off with this hand, but it's just so funny. Okay, he has Colonials, Nuclear Subs, Voice of America, Ask Not, and Flower Power. Okay, let's think it through. Okay, so if I headline grain sales, it's just a good headline, but I don't get anything related to Poland. If I headline and I don't even get to use NORAD after that. If I headline John Paul, I just immediately force him to react, and he just skips his first turn fixing Poland. And if I want to make him do that, I can, because of course he knows I have Truman. So if he sees Pope, he's forced to react immediately. I could go for Bear Trap, and if he like skips 2 turns, then I guess I could. Oh no, he would have to miss once. If I go for Bear Trap and he misses once, I can go for John Paul and then Truman. And but Bear Trap, if he succeeds, it's really bad for me because he just gets discard Voice of America for free. So maybe just like forcing him to. Yeah, I think Granny Sales here is just the best card because he still has many blue cards that are really inconvenient for him, and forcing him, okay, to hmm, to play them is a great asset to the company. Hmm, Ask Not is a tough one. Are Nasser and Allende and OPEC, I guess, enough of a reason to event it instead of queuing? Yeah, exactly, Mr. Kennedy. Maybe it would have been better if I put the last Oblast turn into Poland instead of like Paraguay, but maybe that's just greedy. Yeah, let's go for Zaire. That sucks. Happens. I think I can live with letting him have IND and Nasser. That's not that important. I surely can't give it back to him. That would make no sense. So the only option was to let him get a coup, and the thing I would get for it would be discarding IND and Nasser, which is a questionable choice. It would have been much better, of course, if that succeeded. If I took Zaire with it, I don't think I would have any doubts about that play. But well, I guess you have to fail sometimes, because my rolls in times of need during this game so far were pretty damn good. For example, in Argentina or in Venezuela with Brushword. I think what I want to do is I want to, I think, yeah, I think I want to space OPEC this turn and try to reach the satellites, and then probably play the China card, but maybe not, we'll see. And I want to hold Truman, and during AR7 play John Paul. And then he'll be left with Broken Poland, me having Truman in hand, and being able to see his headline. And that's a scenario in which he may lose actually Europe completely. Okay, he just tries to... That's interesting. He just fights me there with raw power. I guess... No. Not that. I guess I can just fix it and overprotect it. If he feels really lucky or really desperate, he can try realigning Argentina now at -0, and if he gets like insanely lucky, he can overturn it. But other than that, he doesn't really get anything. Okay, he tries that. Are you like for real? Sure. Whatever you say, bro. Wow. Incredible stuff. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it, by the way. I'm just saying that this play had like so little chance to succeed, and he went for it anyway, despite not really having to, and he just rolled everything. Incredible. Uh, I guess, I mean, technically India is not an important country, but on the other hand, I don't really want to discard South America scoring immediately. Maybe it's not a good choice, but I feel like with the problem he has, it may be beneficial to me to hold on to it for a moment. But maybe it's, yeah, like the only card I know of that would really help me there is Voice. And Voice is the only card I know for a fact he would never give me. So maybe I just have to drop it. Maybe it's irrational to hold on to it. And also I'm going to get nuclear subs probably, for sure actually. So I mean, not technically for sure. Maybe he plays Cultural Revolution and then plays the China card or something like that, but I don't think so. So it's maybe better to hold on to the cards that may be useful when performing coups in Africa. Oh, he had Europe. Okay, interesting. I don't even know if that's good or bad for me, but it's probably good. Let's get rid of OPEC. And I have 3 moves left for Allende, Nasser, and John Paul. And he has 3 moves left for Colonial Rearguards, Nuclear Subs, and something else. One mysterious card. NATO. That's a good mysterious card. And he, well, chooses to overprotect Poland once more, which is not an absurd move, but unfortunately for him, it's still just not enough to stop me from breaking it with the Pope. Let's use the opportunity to realign Cuba. It's still not a very important target for me since Fidel is in the deck, but it doesn't really hurt either. Now I guess I will get Colonial Rearguards. And whoa, gives me nuclear subs first. Wait, did I miss colonials? I'm pretty sure he has them, right? Yeah, he has colonials. That's very weird. I'm really happy that he did that, by the way, because I thought I wouldn't be even able to make use of nuclear subs, but now I guess I can. He just gave them to me a turn earlier than he should have, and now he can go uh, for colonials anyway. I guess. I don't understand the order of the plays by him. That's a weird one. Yeah. Let's do that. I wonder if he will overprotect Poland once more. That would be funny. Nope. So let's break it. And now we see the headline. And we get a pretty good hand on top of that. Alright, that's another situation in which defectors come in handy with my glorious American capitalist satellites watching his every move. And Quagmire, that's another lucky thing for me this game, by the way, that I got Quagmire again, and he's not able to stop Norad like ever. He's just stuck with it. It's of course a payoff for giving a shot that 5-year plan then, but well, of course I didn't even know he had NORAD, so it's nice that he had it. The interesting thing is that he knows that I have Truman. So if he's able to stop my Poland takeover in any way, he's going to do it. And the fact that he doesn't means that he just can't. So I'm following the plan. Let's get some Europe control. And that's exactly what I meant when I said that ops race in Poland is beneficial to me. Because now I end up with having not one, not two influence in Poland, but four, which makes it, I don't want to say impossible, but with me having Purge in my hand as well, it's more or less impossible for him to retake Poland. It's just, and and NATO is in play. That's so bad for him. That means that even if he had insane rolls till the end of times, um, he can't even brush war Italy. So that's like, he basically has to win with war games at this point, or deny me access to China and then kill me with DEFCON, and that's kind of possible right now uh, because I'm really far. Uh, I'm really deep in the space track. So what that means is that I probably should give him Iran Contra and then realign Cuba at -1, which is like an incredible thing to do. But I think I should at some point try realigning myself out of Cuba, because if Ortega comes, I may be screwed. Of course, it would take some decent amount of things to happen on top of each other. I would have to like get Ortega and Gunman and not have a China card, or but there are more options than that, right? Like, okay, war games are done. I could also like, I don't know, only have Ortega but also get Aldrich aims by headline by him, and well, then I'm fucked as well. And that one small step headline isn't even that bad for him, because it kind of guarantees that I will never be safe in headlining Ortega or Gunman to get rid of them. Second cover, he goes to space, that makes sense. It's a good moment to use Missile Envy if I want to use it at all. Let's don't do that because it's unnecessarily risky, and let's just go Mexico. Okay, that fails. Zor protect West Germany. Oh, I really hoped that he would take Cuba, but I guess he's not stupid, unfortunately. Let's just grab Botswana. Why not? of course, in theory, defectors could be a good hold card, but my hold card of choice is usually Reverse Skirmish. I really want to have access to China card and to potentially additional China card if the need arises. Let's try realigning him, that worked. And let's go for Angola, and that worked as well. So Africa is safe for now. I'm kind of torn on whether I should even fight for Africa. That's kind of, maybe that's pointless. I'm not sure. But like the chances of him winning by the VP track before the game ends in final scoring is really, really small. It's like non-existing almost. So maybe I should just focus on over protecting Europe. Whoa, he makes it even easier for me to realign myself out of Cuba. That's good. Uh, yeah. So let's space squad. That worked. Normally I love eventing in the Pakistani war, but in this case I guess I will just overprotect France. Okay, he plays a war. Good for him. Let's defend against the goal. Chernobyl, sure. Alright. So now let's try realigning. Oh, come on, you're not. Okay. Jesus Christ. That would be really funny if that happened, but also pretty scary. Okay, I got Fidel, so it doesn't even matter, but that would have been funny. Let's go for terrorism, I guess, because I have nothing better to do. This really looks like I'm safe this game. Not much can happen more. I got socialists to so he doesn't get them. I have used European unrest to respond to any takeover attempts in East Europe. I have ABM to fight for another region that is threatened by him. I have the China card and usury to get it back again if I need it. I got terrorism, so he can't really discard any of my cards unless he gets Eldritch Aims, but I also didn't get the Lone Gunman, so that doesn't matter that much. He would have to... Oh, reformer. Okay. Never mind. I wonder what he goes for. Probably just Poland and East Germany. And I guess I won't even be fighting for that. I can just... Because I can't really guarantee that I will secure Europe control after the reformer, right? Or maybe I can, I'm pretty rich after all. Maybe I can just fight him there. Oh, that's not a good discard. Glasnost. Yeah, sure, let's at least make it annoying for him if he wants to grab that. The thing I wonder about is final scoring surely going to favor me? And it looks really good for me right now, but also if Asia and Middle East are scored before the game ends and the rest of the regions are not, then I'm just going to die anyway. So maybe it's best to just keep uh, pressuring Europe. Also, if we fight for Europe, he gets. If he's forced to fight for Europe, he doesn't get many opportunities to attack me elsewhere, so it's kind of a win-win situation for me. Okay, I guess I can give him chance. I don't really care that much about the non-battlegrounds in Africa or Americas. Well, that's what happens when you place Warsaw Pact influence into Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia. That's exactly what happens. Okay, he just tries to fight me there. Or do I give him socialist? Okay, I can give him socialist, it's fine. Hmm. My opponent seems to have left the game, but perhaps it's temporary, so let me stop the recording for now and see if he comes back. Alright, it looks like my opponent has returned from this short break, so perhaps that wasn't intentional. I mean, it almost surely wasn't. The thing is, if he takes 2 influence from France and 1 from Canada or something like that, it's still the damage I will have to repair at some point, but it's not as daring. Whoa! Taking away points from Italy is almost always bad. I don't really know why he did that. That doesn't seem to be a good choice. I don't like that. Like, with socialists gone and reformer gone, what can you even do to attack me in Italy? Unless you want to headline ABM and cover in the headline phase and then follow up with your turn 1 play, but well, you don't have the ABM and you don't have the access to Italy. So that's not something I would have done if I were him. Now he will probably coup Nigeria or something like that. I will probably respond with ABM. And of course, abuse him with my NORAD all the time. Alright. Sure. Why not? So I think I can coup now. Alright, so Poland is going to stay in my sphere of influence forever. Now I can make another attempt at Mexico and even take it. Alright, so let's of course overprotect with Germany. And maybe add some more protection into, not that, into West Germany, East Germany and Italy, I guess. Alright. Not that it matters, but another hand that I can't complain about. And perhaps I will just go for brush war immediately, why not? I'm sorry I'm not saying anything, but I don't think there is anything I could comment on. It's kind of an awkward moment in the game because unfortunately my opponent physically can't really do anything to like combat my forces in Europe right now. And like it's basically just trying to survive till the final scoring, in which he's going to just lose because I control Europe. I guess that's not a particularly fun experience for him. Alright, let's... Hmm, I guess that's crap is real. I wonder what would this game look like if if he didn't place his Warsaw Pact influence like this. I would still probably win the final scoring, but it would definitely not be that easy. And I'm not even sure about that because the whole game would look like completely different. He wouldn't have to waste so much time on combating uh, basically the incompatible uh, Europe control. He wouldn't have to like desperately pour ops into the countries he can't ever get. So maybe then he has a shot. Ironically enough, if I get something useless from the 5-year plan, like Olympic Games, let's say, or something like that, this game can still be significantly harder for me to win than it is now. After he put his Warsaw Pact influence in that weird manner, uh, even after that, if I don't get NORAD, I I'm not sure if I can ever get Europe control. I probably can't. Maybe I'm not even going to. Maybe I'm not even going to try going for it anyway. Like maybe I just give up on it. However, I would have to admit that I basically had no really weak hands this game. Like, none of them, well, not all of them were great, but like, I had basically no problems with game. I either had tons of ups, or I had a uh, basically only blue uh, hand. So it's easy to criticize his Warsaw Pact formed ops placement, but of course, if I don't get such great ops, if I don't get lucky with not drawing Defcon Suicide cards, if I don't get that NORAD snipe from the 5-year plan, it's going to be a much harder game for me than it was actually. But well, I guess I hope you learned something from this video. If you're watching this video to learn something, then I guess that's the lesson you can take from it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.